What a 24 hours we've had, Milan fans. It's been quite a whirlwind. Obviously, we'll talk about the news that came in late last night, this morning. Milan have a new manager, Sergio Conceição from Porto. Fonseca is out. Fonseca era is over. I will talk about that later on because there was a game yesterday still. Milan played Roma in the Serie A at home and once again did not get 3 points. We drew 1-1. So we'll talk about that quickly, and then we'll talk about the new management situation just briefly. I'll give my thoughts there. But first of all, the game yesterday, starting things off with all the injuries currently going on right now. Obviously, Fonseca's starting lineup was a bit makeshift. We had Terracciano once again back in the midfield. We then had Jimenez starting left wing with Rafa Leao out. And in general, honestly, I thought the defense was solid again yesterday. We saw Theo back in the squad, which was nice to see, but didn't have his best game. I thought Mike Maignan came up huge a couple times, which was fantastic. And then, of course, our midfield of Tijjani Reinders and Fofana just carrying this team right now with players like Pulisic that are out. But I was impressed once again by Alex Jimenez, showing he can play anywhere, anytime, left wing, right wing, left back. He is such a great asset to have right now in this Milan team that has so many holes to fill. And just so positive on the ball. Every time he has it, he wants to go forward and make things happen. He's got fast feet. He's creative as well. And I really, really hope that Real Madrid do not buy him back because I'm pretty sure they have quite a few release clauses or like buyback clauses in their contract with Alex Jimenez. But regardless, yesterday, once again, he was very, very positive, which was nice to see. The first half was crazy. Back and forth. There was just no midfield presence for either team. It was just back and forth like a tennis match. We saw two phenomenal goals. Once again, the goal coming from Tijjani Reinders for Milan. A goal that was made by Fofana. A rush. Fofana out to Morata, back to Fofana, back to Reinders with a fantastic finish. And then Roma equalizing through Paulo Dybala with also a quality goal. That flick from Dovvik, that volley on a weak foot by Dybala was absolutely beautiful. But then we saw a penalty call or a non-call that should have been called on Reinders in the box, in my opinion. Maybe someone can explain to me how it wasn't a call. It wasn't even checked somehow. So if someone can explain to me, fantastic. But for me, that was 100% a penalty. That was so clear and obvious to me. Second half begins. We see Benacer back, which was fantastic. Terracciano came out. He was a bit aggressive last night too, so that was a good call. And honestly, Benacer looked pretty good last night. Looked pretty quick, looked good on his feet, looked pretty fresh, and that was nice to see, of course. The second half was definitely a bit more boring. I did think Chukwueze was looking pretty positive that half. I thought he would score a goal and then went down with an injury. It looked like a hamstring, something along those lines. I'm not too sure exactly what it was. And then Jimenez moves to the right wing spot. We bring on Tammy, and the game pretty much died off there. Nothing really happened. But of course, we were on live during that game, and news was coming out that Fonseca was likely going to be sacked, depending on how the result was going to happen. For sure, if they lost, he would be fired. If they won the game, probably likely still. And then we saw multiple news reports coming out saying that, a decision was made on the Sunday. And you have to wonder if Fonseca knew his fate because he definitely looked a bit more, I would say, stressed this game. And we did see him sent off as well after the non-call on Tijjani Reinders' foul in the box in the first half. And you kind of feel bad for the guy, knowing that it could be his final game in charge of Milan going out like that. We then, of course, see him leave the San Siro that night. And he spoke to Sky Sports saying that he left Milan. It's been official. Before the club even said anything, before we announced Conceição, Fonseca spoke to Sky himself, which just shows once again how poor this management is handling certain things. The firing of Fonseca was so unclassy for such a classy guy like Fonseca. He had to go speak to the media as well after that game and lie to them saying that his position feels safe and all these kind of things. Just horrible way to go, man. I feel so bad for the guy because you know what? Maybe just me. I really do believe that Fonseca is a good manager, and I do believe that he was set up to fail from the beginning. If you look back, Milan fans always wanted Conceição as a first choice. I would have picked him as well. The management went with Fonseca. They thought they knew better. And then, of course, 6 months later, they fire him, so it looks bad on them once again. Maybe he wasn't the best fit for us, but he also wasn't helped by players also not giving their full effort. Rafa Leao started slow. Theo looked a shadow of himself this year. Injuries, too, with Pulisic going out in key moments. Benacer dropping. And then the management who gave him signings like Emerson Royal, Tammy on loan, Morata, Pavlovic, who have all not been good. I just feel like Fonseca did not get the best shot he could have at this club. So I do feel bad for the guy. But again, that being said, 8th place for this club is not good enough. We have a better team than 8th, that's for sure. And now we bring in Conceição to fix this mess in a very tricky situation with January around the corner. Conceição joins from his last club being Porto. He signed there until June 2028 and then left because I think there was a dispute between him and the owner or sporting director there, Andre Villas-Boas. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but he left early. He won 11 titles at Porto. He had a win percentage of, I believe, 77%, something around that number there. He's a serial winner. He's a strong personality. He will speak his mind, and he will hopefully get these players whipped into shape. Hopefully. From a footballing perspective, I do think that Milan will play some more direct attacking football, which will be nice to see. He's less wide than Fonseca. We're going to see less of Emerson Royale in front of goal, which is, going to be nice to see. And hopefully players like Rafa Leao can shine under Conceição. But, coming in now, middle of the year, with a six-month contract now, I believe there's an option to extend until June 2026, depending on how he does. But yeah, it's a tricky spot to be in now. And you got to think, does Conceição, has he been watching us closely enough to know what he needs in the January window? Do we trust our management now to give him those players that we need? I'm not so sure. I'm not confident. As we know, the levels in this club are fractured, all the way through, from management to the coach who's now gone. We have a new coach now, the players as well. Every part of our club is in question. And Fonseca, in my opinion, was just one piece of that puzzle. So hopefully Conceição can give us a bit of a boost and get us up the leaderboard, because we have to finish at least top 4, and we need a good January window too. So we'll see what happens. Again, I feel happy he's finally at our club, but I don't feel good about the situation that we're in, because I feel like he also is in a tough spot now to really succeed. I still blame the management for most of the situation, and I feel bad for Fonseca. I'll keep y'all posted. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all who joined the live stream yesterday to watch the game. That was a bunch of fun despite the draw. Social media links down below. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you want to follow me at. Everything is at me, Marco G. Thank you all so much for a fantastic 2024. Everyone that watched and subscribed and liked on any platform, thank you all so damn much. It means the world to me, and I will see you all soon. Happy New Year.